Greetings and welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host, Jeffico. My co-host is always Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
Today we're going to discuss Star Trek Episode 6 of Discovery, Leth. So Chris, did you know that in Greek mythology, Leth is one of 5 rivers of the underworld, and those who drank from it experienced forgetfulness?
What do you think they're trying to say with that title there?
That they're going to dick around in Sarek's mind the whole episode.
Okay. Well, I want to jump immediately back into our tinfoil hat zone. And I think this has to do with the whole Vok is Tyler thing again. Because Vok's he's a sleeper agent now. He's totally forgotten who he is, and he's had all of Tyler's memories implanted into his brain.
Really?
Yeah,
I 100% disagree.
I think he completely believes that he is Ash Tyler.
I don't think he believes that at all. I think he might have the guy's memories. Why don't you explain that process?
Okay, so we know from the original series that the Klingons do have like a mind ripper, mind extraction device.
We can record every thought, every bit of knowledge in a man's mind. Of course, when that much force is used, the mind is emptied. Permanently, I'm afraid. What's left is more vegetable than human.
We already talked about this a bit. We sent Vok off to the matriarchs and he has to give up everything. So we're pretty sure that he's Ash and he's the spy. That if they can rip those memories out of Ash Tyler, who I believe was a real person that they captured.
How they accommodated.
Yeah. And stick him into Vok. I think Vok is almost completely suppressed. He might be in there kind of somewhere, but I think this guy truly believes he's Ash Tyler.
I think he has all Vok's memories. I think we saw that with how he fights like a Klingon.
Okay.
I think we saw that with how he reacted to seeing Burnham the first time.
Yeah.
Because she helped kill his best friend there.
Yeah, and we did make a point of Vok looking at that display with Burnham and Shorju on it while he was on the Shen show.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's where I figured he recognized her, and just his conversations with Burnham, and then I think after a little while he realized the importance of her to the captain, which was, basically instilled to him.
Bring her back in one piece.
Not a scratch.
I'm talking about her. Or don't come back at all.
And so now he's just gonna get closer to her.
I think a lot of that could be sort of a subconscious thing from the buried Vok. I'm on the full Manchurian candidate train. I don't think he knows he's a spy.
No, I'm the opposite board there.
All right, well, we're gonna find out.
What about Undercover Ash, eh? They got to play around in that holodeck.
Okay, we're doing this again.
Holodeck.
We are really riding the line of is this canon or is this not? Like these guys want to push so hard.
Yeah. Well, the animated series Recreation Room.
Yeah.
Was not a holodeck.
No, and again, we've said this before, we are taking a lot from the animated series for Discovery. And I think the
showrunners were the biggest animated series fans ever.
Well, the animated series was a good, 10 years or so after the original series, but it was set in universe, just a direct continuation, right?
Yeah, well, honestly, the stories of the animated series are fine. It's the animation that was really poor.
Oh, absolutely terrible. But yeah, there were a lot of good nuggets in there. But I think the reason where we're seeing so much animated series is because they had, at the time they were making it in the 70s, a little bit more time to look at where technology's going. So the tech in the animated series was a bit more advanced. A, because it's easier to draw that, and B, because they were in a little bit more of an advanced society themselves.
Yeah.
That's probably why we're drawing from it a lot, is because it's slightly more advanced stuff from the same period.
Well, I don't think we can harp over it again. It's one of those further technology things where right now we've got VR, so we're not that far off. And you know what? Roddenberry invented holodecks in the late 80s, so this is still his vision, way ahead of when we came up with shit.
Yeah.
So.
And I think the holodeck we saw was, pretty crude on the Discovery compared to anything.
It didn't look like he had enough room to be doing his slides and check around things.
Hello.
Yeah, that was a little weird, but were we even sure any of the things they were generating were actually physical objects?
Well, Lorca did feel some pain when he got shot in the ass.
Yeah, well, I mean, it can zap you a bit, but like if he went up to the Klingon and went like this, would he just pass through?
I think it was a full-on battle simulation. I think he could have fought one hand to hand.
24 kills. You?
Captain, out of respect.
Don't apologize for excellence. I want my chief of security to shoot better than I do.
So Lorca's given away the security chief spot to Ash, eh?
Yeah.
That's I like how he's building his crew, but I don't like how it's gonna bite him in the ass.
Yeah, even like Burnham is still kind of questionable. She does sort of say she's admiring him at the end.
Just like the last episode, she was gonna mutiny.
Yeah, Burnham is like one of the more volatile Starfleet crew members we've seen.
Rules are for admirals in back offices. I'm out there trying to win a war.
So I think this episode did a lot for Lorca. I mean, I think he learned a lot through all this talk, and he's gonna become a better Starfleet officer.
That's one way of looking at it. I think the other option there is Lorca is sliding towards being completely irredeemable and a horrible monster.
Well, I disagree with the irredeemable part, but like, let's just look at his psychology here. I mean, she's sitting down and she's Cromwell, of course. She comes over and she's just like, "Oh, you disobeyed a direct order and this and that."
Also, yeah, admirals can commandeer ships for booty calls now.
Apparently.
Yeah, that's rank has privileges.
Yeah, brought over her cruiser. Can't we get a name for this ship? Come on, throw some.
Oh, did they not? Did they not give us a name?
Her cruiser.
Ah, that's lame.
I loved how he's just like talking to it.
I'll go get him.
Absolutely not. There are protocols to be followed, Captain.
You can tell the Vulcans they're welcome.
And then he just goes off and he goes to rescue him. I guess we plugged Staments in again.
Yeah.
We'll get to how high he was.
Yeah.
She comes over and she starts psychoanalyzing him, and it's just like, "Hey, want to have a drink?"
Mm-hmm.
And then be like, "I can think of better things we can do with our time," and then he lays her.
Yep.
I like how he sleeps with a phaser under his pillow that's set to kill.
You sleep with a phaser in your bed and you say nothing's wrong. You lied on those psych evaluations, and you did it so brilliantly. You fooled everyone.
Was it actually already set to kill, or did he like flick it?
Unless he did it like in seconds, because I never saw any blue light. I just saw red.
Okay.
And so did he.
I still love that little thing that we can tell whether the phaser's on kill or stun.
Yeah.
Like I love that effect. That's great.
Yeah, well, we noticed that at the end with Cromwell when she pulls out the phaser, it's blue, and then it's red after, and then just kind of light the fire at that point.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin your career. But when I return, we'll talk about how you stepped down. And after you get some help, maybe we'll get you back in that chair.
I think her talking to him and threatening to take away his ship gave him some humility, and now he's trying to do things right and be like, "No, we'll wait for Starfleet's orders, and we'll see if they want us to go rescue her."
I want to believe, because all of the awful things Lorca's been doing thus far have been, like sort of for the greater good, right?
The greater good.
The greater good. But this, what he's doing is sending the Admiral into what is probably a trap for completely selfish reasons, like just so he can keep his ship in his command. There's no greater good there. That's just Lorca looking out for Lorca.
Well, when I look at his record, I think there is a greater good there.
I'm in front line, Cat. You gotta make decisions in a second, sometimes less.
No, don't give me this slack argument.
Yeah, well, the rest of the fleet could pick up his slack, then maybe you wouldn't have to worry about it.
I don't know. I mean, we've been doing a good job so far showing Lorca as like this really damaged, flawed human being, and it's been sort of, is he actually evil, or is he just trying to do the right thing and the wars really messed him up? But I am interested to see how this bit with the Admiral plays out, because he's sliding into irredeemable for me with this.
Oh, like I said, I think they're going to rescue her, and then he's going to smother her with a pillow in sickbay. But you know what? He passed all his psych evals.
Admittedly through lying.
You take the eval, you say your answer,
get a
you
better
walk out.
psych eval. Yeah. That's your fault.
Sorry, in the future, if they can't figure out if you're lying...
bring in a Betazoid.
Yeah.
You're talking about building a synthetic mind meld augment. Groovy.
Clearly, your trip down the mycelium path has lightened your mood, Lieutenant.
So how about that Stamets? He's just like high on, well, not life.
Yeah. No, he was whacked out of his mind. I liked that, when I was watching it the first time, and he's just slightly out of it. starts using words like groovy, and I'm just like, this dude is so high right now.
Yeah.
Groovy.
And it was a really funny scene, but it almost struck me as kind of too funny. Like, getting high on the spore mushroom drive is almost something I'd expect to see on the Galaxy Quest version of Discovery.
Yeah.
But I did like it. Of course, we are going to have some consequences to this. And I guess Stamets, being completely baked is just the first step of it. But
Well, I think we're going to have some benefits of it, because it looks like the next episode, when they have their little time loop episode, he's the one that knows.
yeah.
So, yeah, they're going to have to do something, because he can't keep plugging himself in.
Yeah, this has to end somewhere. Obviously, we don't have spore drives in any other series.
Even Cromwell's like, so you let him use eugenics.
Yeah. I am glad they brought that up, because we really, really don't like that in Starfleet.
Yeah. Even though we created some pretty awesome people with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised the Doctor hasn't said something to him. Clearly they share the same quarters, so...
Yeah. Like, you'd think he'd be the first to notice, but
Yeah.
maybe they just haven't showed us those scenes. Maybe we'll get some of that next
Maybe he's
episode.
just keeping quiet. He woke up and breakfast was there.
Yeah, maybe he's just, you know what, this is okay.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Finally not bitching at me in the morning.
Yeah,
Like,
and
he's
we-
very happy.
Who can't sympathize with that?
Yeah.
This mission does not reflect true Vulcan ideology.
You are one of them. A fanatic.
So then we jump into the search for Sarek.
Mm-hmm. It was an okay movie.
Yeah, well, I like the gaseous clouds. Very colorful, very trippy.
Yeah.
Making a synthetic mind meld?
Yeah. I didn't find this bit particularly compelling. I know this was sort of the central thing we were doing with the episode, which I did like, but it was for pretty much all the other stuff we were doing. It's like, we got some techno battle, we're gonna go find Sarek, we're gonna kind of get there, we're gonna screw up, we're gonna do it again, we're gonna risk her life. I feel like I've seen all this before.
Yeah. Well, we did get to see a new Amanda, played by Mia Kirshner.
Yeah, she did a good job.
I recognized her. She's done a lot of TV.
This is not fair. Their decision is wrong. She graduated at the top of her class. Her test scores are better than any Vulcan.
I really love what the position the Vulcans put Sarek in.
Yes, that I absolutely loved. That this is a great way to do a prequel. We're sort of adding flavor and texture to the stuff we've seen before.
Yeah, he can only put one of his experiments to the Vulcan Science Academy, pretty much.
Yeah, so he chooses for his son Spock to be the one that gets accepted, and then Spock turns around and says, "No, I want to join the Federation." So this that really explains why that was such a sting to Sarek, and why him and Spock just did not get along at all after Spock made that choice.
I gave Spock his first instruction in computers, Captain. He chose to devote his knowledge to Starfleet instead of the Vulcan Science Academy.
Yeah, it backfired on him too. But
Yep.
it was a good little story there. The only thing I didn't get was the Vulcan ideology of Idic.
Yeah, we're still in the Enterprise era of vaguely racist Vulcan dicks.
Yeah.
I guess the baseball Vulcan from DS9 seems to be that breed too.
Unfortunately, the future of relations between our worlds is not mine to control.
It was nice to see a little holdover from Enterprise with the Vulcan terrorists, but
Yeah, that was
isn't there some logic that should be filtering that out?
I guess, I don't know, but yeah, when they brought those up, I was like, oh, I know exactly who these guys are.
Yeah.
We've seen this in Enterprise.
Yeah, I totally recognized when he injected himself and he started glowing. I was like, oh, he's gonna explode.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure where I remembered that from, but I've seen it.
I think that happened on Voyager. There was a Kazon that did that.
We'll have this conversation one day, Father.
So we did get a lot of name drops. We got Constitution class, Enterprise, Spock.
Yeah. We said before it would be a shame to have the Enterprise as a contemporary and not bring her in a bit.
They did call it a more advanced ship, but I'm looking at Discovery and all the things that it has.
Yeah, I kind of want to see a Discovery take on the Enterprise, or at least a Constitution class ship.
Do you think the computer's going to sound different?
I don't know. I'm almost afraid of what they'd do to it, though, after, the D7 we saw in the last episode.
What scares me, we are probably going to see the Constitution class in this. We're going to see the Enterprise. We're probably going to run into someone who's going to play Spock.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt it's going to be Zachary Quinto, but I think we're seeing that before the end of the first season.
Well, as we're recording this, we've recently learned that season 2 is confirmed. Yeah. And as this show goes on and on, we're gonna see a Constitution class at some point.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna happen.
Probably should have been out there at the Battle of the Binary Stars.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
So in the end, we end this with Cromwell falling into Cole's trap.
Yeah, and we sort of get the sense that Lorca saw that coming, like we said earlier.
Well, yeah, he's a brilliant tactician.
Yeah. So now Cole has a Starfleet admiral. He was expecting a Vulcan ambassador, and this is apparently even better for whatever he has planned there.
A powerful bargaining chip. Maybe he wants to get to know her a bit. Wine and diner.
Yeah, okay, sure, something like that. But from the episode preview we got at the end of this, it doesn't look like we're even going to be touching this next episode.
No, definitely not next episode, but I think the episode after, because you remember that big trailer we got after the premiere. You can see her with the Klingons and Burnham's fighting, so that's why I suspect she's gonna get saved, and then Lorca's gonna go truly evil and smother her with a pillow in sickbay.
Me, Angel. You know that, right? Good.
Son of a bitch, you're gonna pay for what you did! You took my son! You son of a bitch, you bastard!
So Chris, we get to see some disco shirts.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. I noticed they actually went up for sale as soon as the trailer for this episode dropped.
Yeah.
Because they were featured in the trailer.
Now, I'm not gonna pay $30 for a shirt that says disco on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I could pay $15 and have a shirt made that says disco on it. At least put a symbol on it or something.
You gotta have the authentic stuff, man.
Yeah,
even if it costs you some money.
It should at least have a symbol. It all led to them having a little break in the mess hall there.
Mm-hmm.
And those replicators, that's pretty advanced. Tells you the nutrients and everything.
Computer, green juice, extra green.
2 appetizing and nutrient-filled burritos.
Yeah, I couldn't help but feel that the computer was a bit sassy.
Yeah? Yeah, it was a bit.
I wonder how this computer would respond to Counselor Troy and her just consistent need for chocolate.
I believe every word of it. Kind of feel like it makes him hotter.
So Chris, they see Ash in a mess hall, and they go up to him, and Tilly's all excited that he killed 6 to 8 Klingons or something.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Ash in this. Whether he's Vok or not, he was a pretty cool character.
Yeah, he was, very welcoming of Burnham. He's totally willing to look past her past.
Yeah. Well, I think he knows a bit more about her past because he was there.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyler does seem like a really good guy to get along with. I think he's going to be pretty popular with all the girls, actually.
I've been close to death. Right up next to it. You don't think about who's failed you. None of that matters.
I don't know if we said this, but he's going to be the best Starfleet officer that we've ever had. He's going to get all these accommodations.
So far, he's absolutely one of the best Starfleet officers on Discovery.
He can fly, he can fight.
Yeah.
Lorca trusts him.
Yeah.
If Lorca trusts
He's just a pleasant person.
If Lorca's trusting you, all Starfleet should probably trust you, because that man doesn't trust anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I need a team around me that's going to help me carry the day. And that includes you. There's a post waiting for you on the bridge. Science specialist. Don't even think about saying no.
So that's it for this episode. Chris, what's the title of the next one?
Next time we're going to be looking at Magic to Make the Sanest Man Go Mad.
That's a lot longer than this one. I'm looking forward to it. We get another repeat episode of the ship blowing up and Stamets trying to save it.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's the one going mad.
I think he already has.
Yeah. Now we know that Ash is going to get laid in this one.
Literally.
Yeah. With a lay.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Hawaii.
Can't remind us of other people. Anyways, thanks for watching.
See ya.
Do you want to know how I feel about your logic?
Emotional, isn't she?
She has always been that way.
Indeed. Why did you marry her?
At the time, it seemed the logical thing to do.